Yeah, Greg, they've certainly seen some hard times, which may explain why so many people are showing up to the polls. And as they head to these polls, what is it they need to hear and see from the candidates who are making these last-ditch efforts to get their support? What are the key issues that folks in South Carolina really care about? Let's talk to Republican Congressman from South Carolina, Jeff Duncan. And Congressman, welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Jamie.
What is it that's most important to the folks of South Carolina, and do you expect a larger than normal turnout today?
I think there will be a great turnout. I disagree with Carl. I think that the rain's not going to be a factor. Folks are engaged in South Carolina. We've had a great week of debates starting in starting in Myrtle Beach and then in Charleston. I think Chad Conley, our party chairman, has done a great job focusing on South Carolina. What folks are looking for is a candidate that will inspire us to American greatness. So we'll talk about American exceptionalism. We'll lay out a plan for getting us out of this economic doldrum and really inspire us to American greatness again.
Congressman, evangelicals and conservatives, where are they going?
I think it's going to be divided in the upstate, in my area. A lot of folks are for Rick Santorum. I think a lot of folks have gravitated toward Newt Gingrich. Mitt Romney doesn't seem to be that strong in my area, but he is strong statewide. I think this is a neck-and-neck race going into the final, 7 hours here.
Each of the candidates has had to answer some tough questions in your state. You mentioned during the debates, but really just out meeting and greeting voters. And I'm wondering, in terms of tax returns, because you say Mitt Romney, you really didn't mention him in that initial group. Was he hurt by the fact that your state has the unemployment rate that it does, one of the highest, and basically his income is mostly in 15% capital gains form, when a lot of people around this country are just hoping for a W-2?
Well, look, Mitt Romney, Governor Romney, has laid out a great economic plan. I think he is a leader that can help lead us out of this economic situation. I think all the candidates are, Dr. Paul as well. When you talk about tax returns, I think Neil Cavuto summed it up. Most Americans don't understand their own tax returns, much less understand a tax return as complicated as Newt Gingrich's or Mitt Romney's. And so when you think about Teresa Hines Carey, paid almost 0% in taxes because she got most of her income from tax-free municipal bonds.
I asked the question, though, Congressman, because Mitt Romney has portrayed himself as not a Washington insider, but a businessman who was successful, something he'd like to see trickle down, really, to a lot of people who are unemployed right now. So that part, I think they do understand.
Well, I think they do. And, you know, voters have had ample time to look at all these candidates. I think South Carolina has really shucked off the mainstream media, analyzed these candidates ourselves, and I think we're going to, as we always do, we're going to pick the president.
Yeah, you've run again and again. So has the media been fair to these candidates in your state?
All in all, I would say the media has been fair. Definitely Fox News has been fair, but I think the mainstream media as a whole has definitely tried to skew this race toward Mitt Romney. I think that's unfair to guys like Rick Santorum and Dr. Paul, but we'll see. We've got 7 hours to go. The polls are still active in South Carolina, and I'm encouraging everyone to get out and cast their vote today.
And I know that veterans are very important to you. You do a lot of work with our troops.
Yes,
have had a chance to read quite a bit of information about you. What do you think vets will do?
I think vets are going to be divided because you've got 4 solid candidates that have always supported veterans, always supported our military. You look at the debate questions, Congressman Paul, Senator Santorum, Newt Gingrich, Mitt Romney, they've all been solid for veterans. And so I think you'll see this divided up among all candidates.
Although you don't have very many that have actually served, but interesting perspective. You have not made an endorsement yet, Congressman Duncan, and here you are on the program on a day that really counts for South Carolinians. Will you tell us, please, who you're going to support and why?
No, I won't. I've cast my vote. I cast an absentee vote early, and I've been watching this process, but I've decided to stay out of any endorsements, and I'm watching the results just like Fox News is. Really?
So candidates haven't been calling and asking?
Oh, no, they have, and we've been able to just put them off and not endorse, and I think that's the right thing. I want voters to make up their own minds, and I think they're analyzing all the candidates. Tommy's Ham House today, both candidates, Newt Gingrich and Mitt Romney, were there talking to voters here at the 11th hour, and I think voters are going to have the opportunity to make up their own minds.
Congressman Jeff Duncan, a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Jamie.